Would you quit personally
No.
if your boss is like this? You wouldn't.
No.
Okay, so
No, don't. I think we said this before, right? Never
Yeah.
quit based on your boss's incompetence.
Hey, welcome back to the Work It podcast. This is the Ask Work It segment of the show. If you have a question or you're struggling with something in the workplace, why not write to us? We may be able to help you out. Gerald, today we have a letter coming in from a listener called Sarah. She says that her big boss is known for being demanding and has high expectations. And she reports to her manager, who often forwards messages from the big boss directly to Sarah, especially messages where the big boss is scolding or criticizing him about the work. But it leaves Sarah feeling very uncomfortable. So she's asking, how do I maintain healthy boundaries when my manager regularly shares his frustrations with his bosses with the team?
Wow. I don't know. For me, hearing what Sarah has to go through, a part of me kind of feels like I wouldn't know how to deal with my direct supervisor, given how he's telling me about his challenges managing his boss.
Yeah.
Right? There's this whole negative perception of like, why are you telling me this?
Yeah, this is your job. Why am I dealing with your job?
Exactly. Have you met someone like that before?
I have been in Sarah's position before. Let's put it like that.
Okay.
So I
Tell us.
had a manager who used to be on the same level as me, and then eventually he had the opportunity to get promoted to become my manager. But because we had been in the same position before, we were friends. We were pretty close. Even outside of work, we would go and grab a meal or two or drinks together. And that didn't go away when he became my manager. The problem is that meant that he would still continue complaining about work to me. Me who knew exactly how much more money he was earning with the added responsibilities. So it felt a bit tone deaf for him to be telling me like, wow, look at how many things I have to do. And I'm just there going like, for your pay, I would do it too. Yeah, so I can understand how Sarah is feeling a little bit.
Yeah, the way I see it is because both of you are friends.
Yeah.
You were friends first, then he became your boss, and then he started to download his troubles to you, and that's why you feel like, actually, I don't mind being your friend, but then things relating to work and your workplace challenges, be a boss.
Yeah.
Play your boss role.
Exactly. So
I see.
I had to eventually draw a line in the sand. We're still great friends today. So I hope that was the right move. It seems like the right move.
Yeah. Yeah.
But for Sarah,
Yeah.
it seems like a slightly different situation because I don't get the feeling that she's friends with her boss.
I think drawing the line, like you said, I think that's a good starting point.
So you would still do that even if you're not so close with your boss?
I will kind of feel like Sarah should maybe ask her supervisor on how he's feeling about these messages, and perhaps even why is he even forwarding these things. I think knowing the reason could be quite useful, because maybe the manager this is a blind spot of the manager, perhaps. Right? Maybe it's just a forward venting kind of a behavior, and he just wants to know let the team know that he's suffering, he's tanking all this nonsense, and they should be grateful to him. And if that's the case, then it's having the reverse effect entirely, right?
Right. He has a bit of a hero complex, trying to show that.
Maybe. So I think maybe Sarah just asking the supervisor like what's up, with what's going on with these messages, and because on one hand it might make him look like he is maybe really doing a lot to shield the team from the big boss.
Yeah.
On the other hand, it might make him look incompetent, and also the team might lose their confidence in his leadership.
How can she make sure that when it comes to work, let's talk about my work and not so much your problems with your boss?
Yeah.
Like talk about things pertaining to my realm of responsibilities. How can she do that without coming off a bit too rude?
Yeah. I feel like it's okay to just reach out to her boss to just ask, like, can I just speak to you about something, and then after that, when you're seated, best in person, don't do it over text, right? And then just ask your boss, your manager, like, I know that things are going not so well. It seems like it's tough. How are you holding up, right? Firstly, like, show him some concern as a human being first, and then after that, start to maybe share your own perspective on how things are, because that way, at least you start to let your boss know that you're not picking on him and you're not creating a quarrel and argument or looking down on him, but just maybe showing concern for him, and then also after that saying that as your role as an employee, right, you are glad to have a manager there to kind of shield things for you, and you are there to support your manager where possible, right? And the support that you need, right, is to have that clarity of what needs to be done as a result of upper management's instructions, and not so much of what management does not is unhappy about.
Right.
Yeah, I feel like that allows you as an employee to have more. You can better focus on what should you really be thinking about, because if today, the big boss, right, gives an instruction and then maybe certain comments, it's for the whole team to get the work done, right? Do you really want to affect the whole team with that kind of negativity? That's one.
Yeah.
But having said that as well, I do know of situations where sometimes it's just the boss, the supervisor is not competent. All right, there are circumstances like that before. I've seen there might be a reason for that harshness and firmness.
I see, because we're only getting one side of the story from this
Yes.
middle manager.
Yes, correct. And if that's the case, then you know that there's some inconsistency in behavior. Then maybe the issue might be with your manager. And then if that's the case, right? If that's the case, then I think having this conversation will still be helpful. But also you have to take note that maybe things might not change very much.
Right, definitely. Okay, so I think we should start introducing a segment into our AMAs, because I want to ask, is this a quittable situation?
Quittable situation.
Like, would you recommend quitting if your boss is like this? Or would you quit personally if your boss is like this? You wouldn't?
No.
Okay, so...
No, don't. I think we said this before, right? Never quit based on your boss's incompetence.
Okay.
Right? Don't do that, because I feel like as much as possible, try to recover every situation as best, unless it becomes toxic on you and it's affecting your well-being, your sleep, and also your progression maybe. Then maybe you might want to think about elsewhere. But other than that, try to salvage as much as possible.
Right.
Yeah. But would you think this is a quittable situation?
Personally, no. But that's because when I was in similar shoes as Sarah, all that happened is that eventually the ranting got too much, and so I just burst. I was like, you cannot be telling me all this.
Oh, so you're talking about the same guy?
Yeah.
Okay,
So
the same friend.
I ended up just telling him, straight up, this is not right. I shouldn't be dealing with your problems. In fact, you should probably be asking me what other problems I have with my work, as opposed to downloading everything on me.
True.
And, after a little bit of awkward silence, he acknowledged that he was, maybe doing a little too much because we were friends. And, I think we moved past from it. He was able to improve. So I wouldn't quit. But will I have an outburst? Maybe it's a 50-50.
Let's hope that Sarah doesn't reach the outburst. I think still having that courtesy, because that's a supervisor, right? Not friend.
Yeah.
Maybe for you, because friend, then you can have that outburst.
Yeah, I had a little bit of a grace to do that. Sarah, if you're watching this and you've listened to Gerald and my conversation, let us know how you go about things. Let us know how you eventually do with this boss. We would love to hear from you. If any of you have bosses who are similar to Sarah's and you can't seem to deal with them, just write to us. We are at cnapodcast@mediacorp.com.sg.
I'm Gerald.
I'm Nat. And remember, a good boss creates clarity, not anxiety.